one way that I tried was didn't try was the right way. Sorry about that. Welcome. This is the Frontier Brass Band of Oklahoma. If this is your first time seeing this group, which I hope that it is, I hope you enjoyed so far. This is a group that's set up in the style of British style brass band. It's all, of course, all brass and percussion instruments. But what makes it a little bit different than a traditional brass choir is that all of the instruments are concavore with the exception of the trombones. Meaning we all play all cornets, baritones, euphoniums, tenor horns, although we do have I guess a couple of French horns, which are also concavore. But they're just wrapped the wrong way. Sorry, guys. But that's all right, we're working on that. The first selection that you heard was a Christmas Festival. It was written by Leroy Anderson, famous for his work, longtime work with the Boston Pops, Arthur Fiedler. I'm sure you heard plenty of his other pieces. One thing that I found that was really interesting about that particular piece is it was finished and then premiered in June. So in the summertime, they just wanted to add it as an extra piece at the end of a concert, but then has become, I don't know if it's actually been performed in June since then or not. Probably not, most likely. But that one, like the next piece, was also, the next selection we have for you is Sleigh Ride, also by Leroy Anderson. Both pieces written in the summertime. Sleigh Ride, I could never find the actual temperatures, but everybody said it was written during a heat wave. So I don't know how you end up with one of the most famous Christmas pieces of all time written during a heat wave in the summertime. But it's a fantastic piece of music. This next selection, like I said, is Sleigh Ride, also by Leroy Anderson. It's a great pleasure to have you here today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. On the horse one, we had Richard Turk. It's a very serious trumpet excerpt, I promise. There's been many jobs decided based on that horse winning. Probably not so many. But the next piece we have for you, again, is another very familiar piece, very familiar arrangement to everyone as the Christmas song, also known as Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. One thing as I was hunting all these tunes down, as a musician, I've played these pieces I don't even know, 100 times at least. But I realized I know very, very little about the background and the history on them. So as I was searching this one, again, this is the third time, but I promise after this, no more of this heat wave business. But also this piece was written, I believe in 1947, during a blistering hot summer. And I don't know why, again, I don't know why this is the theme, but this is the end of the pop blistering summer theme. So I think actually in more than one way, because I guess there's a cold front coming through today. So hope you guys brought your coats. But Mel Torme and Bob Wells were joint composed this piece. And Mel Torme said of this, he walked into the studio, I saw a spiral pad on his piano with 4 lines written in pencil. They started chestnuts roasting, Jack Frost nipping, Yuletide carols, folks dressed up like Eskimos. And so he approached Bob, he's like, oh, you working on this tune, and he said, oh, not at all. He's like, it's just so hot, I'm trying to come up with ways to cool off and just try to calm down. And so he just wrote down bits, just images that came to mind, but I guess Mel Torme apparently pushed to make it into a song, and in 40 minutes they composed basically the most popular Christmas song of all time. So 40 minutes worth of work, it's not too shabby. But the next piece we have, it is a Christmas song, or Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. This arrangement, this setting of it was done by the great brass band composer and arranger Philip Spark. I hope you enjoyed Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Um, Thank you very much. This is one of my favorites, and I'm sure it is one of yours as well. Plays so beautifully. These guys sound fantastic. One of the things about this group and almost all the other ones like it is that no one is paid a single penny to do this. These are all professional musicians that they work a lot, and this time of the year especially. And so the simple fact that to me that they're willing to give up their time to do this, I think it speaks volumes to them as human beings, and then also just to this music and how beautiful it is. I know for me personally, I don't really think that there's anything that I enjoy playing more than pieces with the brass band, this group, and then also I play with another group in Kansas City. And there's just something about the sound and the colors that is fantastic, and these guys are killing it. This is our third concert as an ensemble. The group formed last spring. If there's any of you that haven't been to one of our concerts yet, we just formed last spring in March. This is our, like I said, our third performance, although we have several more coming up next spring. If you're able to get a program, there's a list of those. I think we have about 4 or 5 other things already on the books to do next spring. So I'm very excited about this. This is, as I said, this has become, in just the last 5 or 6 years, it's become very much my passion is this brass band, this British-style brass ensemble. So I just want to publicly say to all these folks how much I appreciate all of your work and time and effort for free. One of the traditions in the brass band world is stealing music from any and every other genre we can get our hands on. And this next selection, this Luke's Arumque, is actually a choral piece originally composed. If any of you are involved much in choirs, I'm sure you've sung a piece by Eric Whitacre, or a piece or two maybe even. But this next one is it's just really beautiful, and I think once we begin playing, you'll hear how, I mean, it totally is a choir piece, but they're going to do it's a fantastic job. It was originally composed based off of a poem by Edward Esch, and Eric Whitacre, when he heard this poem, he was struck by he says the elegant simplicity of it, and I think the piece definitely will show that to you all. As we play it, there's not a lot of moving notes. It's not fast and fireworks going off or anything like that. It's just pure beauty and landscapes of sound. And the tight harmonies also, you'll hear things voiced very, very tightly. But the next piece, again, is Eric Whitacre. Is arranged or transcribed for brass band by a very good friend of mine named Lee Harrelson, a great euphonium player, and also runs the band in Kansas City. He did this fantastic arrangement for brass bands, Luke's Arumque by Eric Whitacre. read the poem to you. It's very short. Light, warm and heavy as pure gold, and angels sing softly to the newborn babe. Just such a gorgeous setting of this poem to music by Eric Whitacre. Our last selection for this first half is a piece we've slowly morphed into entire, we're 100% in this brass band genre now. It's a piece composed by one of the just mainstay composers for this genre of music named Peter Graham. He's got a long history of writing for many different things, but largely we have a lot of works from him for brass band. And this particular piece is, this particular piece is in, well, at least in my world, I grew up, or didn't grow up, but I've been brought up in this tradition from the competitive side of things. There's also the Salvation Army. These types of ensembles exist within that church. And I think I've told, if you were here on the last conference, you've already heard this story. I apologize, but I love this story. So the first time I was able to travel with this type of ensemble, we went on a huge 18-day tour of Scotland, England, and Ireland. And one of the things that we did while we were there is we shared a concert with Salvation Army brass band. And when they told me that, I was like, weird, okay. I didn't know that they had bands with the charity organization. They were like, no, this is a church. It's a whole religion. It's been around for a very long time. And so I even am getting older, but I still learned something. It's a beautiful deal. But we went to this church. We showed up as a band just like this. They play these instruments. They play hymns, and this is their like Sunday morning church band. And I thought, where has this been all my life? I love this. This would be incredible to get to play this kind of music with this kind of ensemble every week. It's fantastic. No slight intended, of course, to any other type of church music, but this is my favorite easily. But anyway, so there's two sort of camps. There's a lot of music that's written and composed on secular themes, original compositions. They use it for competitions and things. But then also, on the other side is a lot of hymn-based pieces of music, which this next one is. Excuse me a second. This has the titles of the hymns that you will hear in this piece that I didn't write down on my notes, but I'll just read a little bit of the program notes. This is from the composer himself. Shine as the Light follows traditional Salvation Army band music principles in its programmatic or storytelling outline. In essence, the music depicts a journey from darkness to light, expanding on the theme of Joy Webb's song, The Candle of the Lord, which lies at the larger work's core. Webb's song provides both the textual and thematic basis, in particular the falling figure of a minor third. We have a beep-bong, it's like a ding-dong in your doorbell at home, maybe. This falling minor third, which is that the song's chorus concludes with light beat, is utilized the key points in the music. The extended climax of Shine as the Light commences with a selection of aleatory music, just meaning random. You'll hear it in the cornets and the chimes. It just sounds like church bells ringing away. There's no real rhythm or meter to it at all. It's just this chiming, ringing sound. And you'll hear that with the cornets and the bells, music where they literally picture paint webs of octave line, a myriad of tiny flames expanding to a whole. Underpinning this free section is the phrase light beat, this minor third interval. You'll hear that repeated 3 times in the lower mid instruments, with ever-increasing intensity. The phrase metamorphosizes into Chick Yulee's majestic praise song, with which the work concludes, "No more we walk in darkness, the light has come." I think this is a really fantastic work. It's relatively new to me. I've only come to know of it in about the past year or so. But I think it's really, truly fantastic, and I hope you enjoy our closing piece for the first half, Peter Graham's Shine as the Light.